Dear students, today we are going to learn the derivatives of parametric functions of different kind. Students, first we will learn what are parametric functions. Definition will see. If x and y are expressed as functions of the same variable t, say x is equal to f of t and y is equal to g of t, then these equations are said to represent parametric functions. Here the variable t is called the parameter. That means till now we have learned a single function like y is equal to f of x. But in this case, x and y, both the variables are expressed in terms of some third variable which is t and which is called a parameter. Okay. Now there are two different functions. So we need actually the derivative of y with respect to x. So how we will find out the derivative of this? Let us see a theorem. Learn this theorem. If x and y are differentiable functions of t, then such that y is a differentiable function of x, and if dx upon dt not equal to 0, then dy by dx is equal to dy by dt divided by dx by dt. That means after finding we have y is equal to g of t as some function of t, then we can find out the derivative of y with respect to t. Similarly, we can find the derivative of x with respect to t as x is a function of t. So, we will get derivative of y with respect to x such that dy by dx is upon dy by dt upon dx by dt. Now, let us see the proof. X is equal to f of t and y is equal to g of t. Now, let us consider small increment in the value of t. Then this increment gives a corresponding increment in the value of x and value of y also. Then corresponding increments are represented as delta x and delta y. Now, delta t, delta x, delta y are small, very small increments. So, we can say that delta t not equal to 0 and delta x not equal to 0 because it is increment. Increment never be equal to 0. So, we already defined it is the increment. So, it is non-zero. Now, also in the theorem it is given that x and y are differentiable functions of t. So, its derivative exists. We can define the derivative as limit delta t tends to 0 delta x upon delta t which is equal to dx upon dt, and limit delta t tends to 0 delta y by delta t which is equal to dy by dt, and we can say these limits exist and which are finite. Now, delta t tends to 0 and delta x tends to 0. Why these are not equal? They are not equal to 0 but reaching to 0. Why we can say that they tends to 0? Because they are very small increment. That's why we can say that they are reaching to 0 but not equal to 0. So, we will define delta y by delta x as delta y by delta t divided by delta x by delta t, and the denominator not equal to 0 as both of the numerator and denominator are not equal to 0. Now take the limit delta t tends to 0 on both sides. We get limit delta t tends to 0 delta y by delta x is equal to limit delta. Right hand side also we will take the limit on both numerator and denominator. Now from 1 and 2, the equations 1 and 2, we can say that limit delta t tends to 0 delta y by delta x is equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt, because the right hand side part we have already defined because x and y are differentiable functions. Now let us see the left side. Now the RHS of 3 already exist. This part is already exists because dy by dt, this derivative exists. We have already defined. So, which implies that as it is an equation, we can say that the left side part also will exist and finite. Therefore, we can say limit delta t tends to 0 delta y by delta x is equal to dy by dx. So dy by dx is equal to dy by dt divided by dx by dt, where dx by dt not equal to 0. That is the proof of the theorem. Now we can solve the sums using the theorem. Exercise 1.4, question number 1. Find dy by dx if, first question, x is equal to at square, y is equal to 2at. It's a simple one. Given that we will start with y to avoid the mistake. You can start with x also, no problem. Y is equal to 2at. Differentiating with respect to t, dy by dt is equal to 2a into derivative of t is 1. So you will get 2a. dy by dt is equal to 2a. Now consider the x. X is equal to at square. So again differentiate with respect to the variable t here, parameter, or we can say the variable here. Dx by dt is equal to a into dt square by dt. That means derivative of t square with respect to t. So that means 2t. Derivative of t square with respect to t is 2t. That is, it is just like x square with respect to x. So it is 2t. So 2at is dx upon dt. Now dy by dx is defined by the theorem dy by dt upon dx upon dt, that is equal to, substitute the values. Dy by dt is already written first, 2a upon 2at. So 1 upon 2a will get cancelled and your answer will be 1 upon t. That means derivative of y with respect to x. We combined both y and x. Question number 7, in the first one only. X is equal to cos inverse 2t upon 1 plus t square. Y is equal to sec inverse 1 plus t square. Now, given that x is first one, we'll consider x. Now, in this particular case, inverse functions we have. So, we will take the substitution for t as t is equal to tan theta. Then we know theta is equal to tan inverse t. Now, both the functions x and y, we will find the derivative as follows. X we have taken and substituted for t. 2 tan t upon 1 plus tan square, 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. Then this part we have already learnt in 11th standard, that it's sine 2 theta. So cos inverse sine 2 theta. And cos inverse, we can convert this by using complementary relation, that complementary angle relation, that is sine 2 theta can be written as cos 90 minus 2 theta. That is cos 90 minus 2 theta is sine 2 theta. So we will get the function inside this bracket as in cos, function of cos. That means cos inverse cos theta form. Cos inverse cos theta is nothing but theta itself. But here it is, in place of theta we have pi upon 2 minus 2 theta. So cos inverse cos pi upon 2 minus 2 theta is equal to pi upon 2 minus 2 theta. So x is equal to pi upon 2 minus 2 into theta is tan inverse t. So tan inverse t. 2 tan inverse t. Now we will differentiate this with respect to t. So dx upon dt will be, first pi upon 2 is a constant. So derivative is 0 minus 2 into derivative of tan inverse t with respect to t is 1 upon 1 plus t square. So dx upon dt is minus 2 upon 1 plus t square. Now we will see y. Y is equal to sec inverse 1 root of 1 plus t square. Now root of 1 plus t is tan theta. So tan square theta. 1 plus tan square theta is sec square theta, and root of sec square theta is sec theta. So it is sec inverse sec theta and it is only theta. So y is equal to, theta is tan inverse t. So y is equal to tan inverse t. So we can differentiate y with respect to t as dy by dt is equal to 1 upon 1 plus t square. Then now by the theorem we have dy by dx is equal to dy by dt upon dx upon dt. Now we will substitute the values of dy by dt and dx upon dt. So dy by dt is 1 by 1 plus t square and dx by dt is minus 2 by 1 plus t square. Here we can remove or cancel 1 plus t square from both the denominators. So it will be minus 1 upon 2. Then Question number 2, second question. Find dy by dx if x is equal to a cos cube theta and y is equal to a sin cube theta at theta is equal to pi upon 3. At some particular value for theta, we need to find the derivative. So here x is equal to a cos cube theta. Now we can differentiate this directly with respect to theta. So dx upon d theta is equal to a is a constant, it is taken out of the derivative. So inside part is cos cube theta and it is just like x raised to n form or x cube form. And if we differentiate x cube with respect to x, then it is 3x square. So here the same way 3 cos square theta. But it is not a single x, it is cos theta. So we have to find the derivative of cos theta again. That is, it is just like a function of function rule. A function of function form, that is composite function. So we need to find the derivative of cos theta again, that is minus sin theta. So the derivative of x with respect to theta is minus 3a cos square theta sin theta. Next. Now y is equal to a sin cube theta. Now we will differentiate with respect to theta, that is dy by d theta is equal to a into, a is a constant, so we will not differentiate it, take it out, a into sin cube theta is just like x raised to n, so 3 sin square theta into, it's a composite function, so we will differentiate sin theta again and multiply d by d theta of sin theta, which is equal to 3a into sin square theta into derivative of sin theta with respect to theta is cos theta. That is dy by d theta is 3a sin square theta into cos theta. Now we have dy by dx is equal to dy by d theta upon dx by d theta, which is equal to 3a into substituting the functions for this dy by d theta and dx by d theta. Then we will get on cancelling the similar terms in the numerator and denominator, and the remaining term is sin theta upon cos theta, which is equal to minus tan theta. Now we need the derivative at pi upon 3. So we will just find the value of theta, find the value of tan pi upon 3. That is dy by dx is equal to minus tan pi upon 3, which is equal to minus root 3. Okay. Now, question number 3, second one. If x is equal to e raised to sin 3t and y is equal to e raised to cos 3t, then show that dy by dx is equal to minus y log x upon x log y. Let us see the solution. I took both the function x and y together and taking now this is an exponential function form, so we will consider the logarithm. Apply the logarithm on both sides, then left hand side will be log x and right side is log of e raised to sin 3t. So it will be as per the law of logarithm, sin 3t into log e. That is log e, we know the value is 1. So sin 3t is log x. Now differentiate with respect to t. Log x derivative with respect to t will be 1 upon x into dx upon dt. It is composite function form. X is a function of t. It is just like y is a function of x. In case of y, log y is 1 upon y dy by dx. So similarly here, the log x derivative is 1 upon x dx by dt. And sin 3t is a composite function because sin t normal function, but sin 3t is composite function. So first we will differentiate it with the 3t, that is cos 3t, but again derivative of 3t we have to multiply. So derivative of 3t is 3. So dx by dt, take this 1 upon x to the RHS, then it will be into x. So x into 3 cos 3t. And we are not substituting the value of x here because we need the answer in terms of x and y. Now y is equal to e raised to cos 3t. Taking logarithm on both sides, log y is equal to log of e raised to cos 3t. And again by law of logarithm, cos 3t into log e is 1, so cos 3t. Differentiate with respect to t, then it will be 1 by y dy by dt is equal to minus sin 3t into 3. So dy by dt is take this y to the RHS, then y into minus 3 sine 3t. Now substitute these functions in this formula, dy by dt upon dx upon dt. Y into minus 3 sine 3t, x into 3 cos 3t. Now we know sine 3t is nothing but log x. Log x value we have got sine 3t. So you can substitute that here, log x. Similarly, cos 3t is log y. So denominator will be log y, x log y, and 3 can be cancelled from numerator and denominator. So we got the answer as dy by dx is equal to minus y log x upon x log y. Next question. If x is equal to log of 1 plus t square, y is equal to t minus tan inverse t, show that dy by dx is equal to root of e raised to x minus 1 upon 2. First, we will consider y is equal to t minus tan inverse t. Both are simple functions, so we can differentiate directly with respect to t. So, dy by dt will be derivative of t is 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus t square. Now, here we will cross multiply. That is 1 into 1 plus t square is 1 plus t square minus 1 whole divided by 1 plus t square. So, 1 and minus 1 will get cancelled and only t square will remain in the numerator. So, dy by dt is t square upon 1 plus t square. Now, x is equal to log of 1 plus t square. That is first function. Differentiate again with respect to t. It is log x form. But it is log 1 log. It's not log t. If it is log t, it is a simple one. We can directly differentiate. But this is like a composite function. So chain rule we have to apply here. Dx upon dt is equal to, first we will differentiate it with 1 plus t square, then it will be 1 by 1 plus t square into derivative of this bracket part, that is derivative of 1 0, derivative of t square with respect to t is 2t. So dy by dx is equal to dy by dt upon dx upon dt. Substitute the functions. Dy by dt is t square by 1 plus t square upon dx by dt is 2t upon 1 plus t square. Now this 1 plus t square from the second and fourth we can cancel, and t square upon 2t, again one more t will get cancelled, and the remaining function is t upon 2. Now this is not the required answer, so we will just make some adjustments, like x is equal to log of 1 plus t square, and by taking the exponential function on both sides, that is e raised to x is equal to 1 plus t square only. E raised to x and exponential function e and logarithm are just reverse processes, so both will not exist, only 1 plus t square. Now e raised to x minus 1 is equal to t square, then t is equal to root of e raised to x minus 1. So dy by dx is what? T upon 2. So we have t is root of e raised to x minus 1 upon 2. Now we'll see some other type of differentiation, like differentiate x sin x with respect to tan x. Till now we have differentiated as function with respect to a simple variable or parameter, but it is a function itself. So here what we will do is, we will take x sin x as some function u and tan x as some function v. So we need du upon dv, that is derivative of u with respect to v. Now u is taken x sin x. Now we can differentiate this with respect to x, that is x cos x plus product rule we have to apply here, uv rule. So first into derivative of second sin x, derivative is cos x, plus second into derivative of first, derivative of x is 1 with respect to x is 1, which is equal to x cos x plus sin x. Now we consider v is equal to tan x. So differentiate again with respect to x, we have dv by dx is equal to derivative of tan x with respect to x is sec square x. So we need du by dv, which can be done by using the theorem du upon dx upon dv by dx. So numerator is x cos x plus sin x we have got here, and dv by dx is x square x. Find the derivative of another function. Differentiate cos inverse 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square with respect to tan inverse x. Here the function is method is same as previous, but the functions are given like inverse of cos inverse and tan inverse. So let us take cos inverse of 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square as u and tan inverse x as v. Then as these are the inverse functions, we will take the substitution like x is equal to tan theta. Then we know theta is equal to tan inverse x. Now we will start with the u. U is equal to cos inverse. Now we will substitute for x is equal to tan theta. Then we know that 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta is cos 2 theta. That is cos inverse cos 2 theta. We know it is 2 theta. And resubstitute for theta, that is tan inverse x. Now tan inverse x is nothing but v. So we get u is equal to 2v, that is u is a function of v. Now we can differentiate u with respect to v, that is du upon dv is equal to 2 into derivative of v with respect to v is 1. So 2 into 1 is equal to 2. That means derivative of cos inverse u is what? Cos inverse 1 minus x square upon 1 plus x square with respect to tan inverse x is equal to 2. This many other sums, important sums in this parametric function part. Learn these properly and attempt the test paper nicely. All the best. Thank you.